Let me share the session. Let me share this session to everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, Sanya. Good evening, Shivanshu. Hello, Salvi. Hello, Saksham. Who has joined with the name Disha Ahuja? Hello. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Anushka. Hello, Manya. Glad to see you, everyone. Manya got your presentees. Oh, Mishti. Welcome, Mishti. Hello, Navya. Hello, Pragati. Okay, class. So, I got everyone over here. Okay. Hello to everyone. Welcome back. So, yesterday we have seen the chapter Footprints Without. Hello, Varun. Hello, Arpit. Hello, Rishika. Glad to see you, Rishika. Welcome. So, yes, so yesterday we have read the chapter that is Footprints Without Feet. Let's do a quick recap. We have seen a scientist, a brilliant scientist, whose name was Griffin. Hello, Anshika. Welcome. So, the scientist whose name was Griffin, he has discovered that how to make a human body invisible, and he experimented that on himself, and then he became visible. He had chosen a wrong time to roam here and there in the streets of London. Why it was a wrong time? Because it was winter season and it was the month of January. Okay, hello Shiva, welcome. Good evening Saksham. So, and he was roaming here and there. After that, what happened? He wanted a warm place to cover himself. Then he went to London store, and then he ate, he wore clothes, but the plan failed and he was caught by the assistant. Again he have to throw the clothes and again he became invisible. After that he went to theatrical company. There he attacked the shopkeeper. He robbed him all his money and wear the clothes and put a false nose, covered his head by bandages. Hello Vanya, hello Saf, good evening. So, we have seen that he covered his face. Griffin, the invisible man, covered his face with the bandages, put a false nose, and he headed towards the place named Iping. After that, when he went to Iping, he wanted to avoid the. Why he went to Iping? Because he wanted to avoid the crowd of London, and in Iping he rented 2 rooms. The inn owner was Mrs. Hall. Mrs. Hall was a very friendly lady, and when the guest, that is the invisible man Griffin, came over there, she wanted to know many things about Invisible Man, but Invisible Man was not desired to tell anything about himself. After that, Invisible Man only told her that he is here in Iping for solitude. Solitude means shanti. Okay. Saksham, don't waste your time in conversing with others. The one who has joined with others' name, don't talk to him. It is the last warning to that person who has joined with the other name. After that, I will block him. Stop rubbish. Now, so Mrs. Hall do not ask any question to Invisible Man because Invisible Man had paid her in advance. After that, the robbery money was over and now he has left no money. He told Mrs. Hall that anytime, he pretended that anytime his money will come, his check will come and he will pay. He was pretending. Pretending means दिखावा कर रहा था. That morning, early morning, he robbed clergyman. Okay, he robbed clergyman. Then another incident happened in the Mrs. Hall inn. Mrs. Hall thought that there is this place became her house, her inn became haunted, and this all was happened because of that strange guest. So this much we have seen. We have seen two characters in Iping village. That is Mrs. Hall, the landowner of that inn where Griffin was living, and the another character, that is clergyman and his wife, to whom Griffin robbed. So students, get ready with your book and pencil in your hand. The words which I will ask you to mark, that you have to mark, and you have to write. When you will write the answers, you have to use those words in your answer writing. Make sure that exact word you have to use in your answer writing. Otherwise, you are not able to score well in your exams, and it is your board, so we cannot take any risk. As I have told you, I will take the guarantee to make you to score you well, but you have to work yourself. I will only pave the path for you. You have to walk on it. Okay, so please be attentive. Today I have asked the meaning of make all the tongues, set all the tongues wagging. Many of you have chosen the option that मुझे नहीं पता, मैं इस दुनिया में अभी नया आया हूँ. Why? You don't know. Yesterday we have discussed that what does this phrase mean. Still, the students have not attempted that quiz. In the YouTube community, I have shared that question. If you have not seen, please check it out and answer that. Now, let's move ahead and see what happened. So, come to page number 29, see the second last paragraph. The feeling among the neighbors was that the trouble was caused by witchcraft. But witchcraft or not, when news of the burglary at the clergyman's home became known, the strange scientist was strongly suspected of having had a hand in it. Suspicion grew even stronger when he suddenly produced some ready cash, though he had admitted not long before that he had no money. Now what happened? All these clergyman house and in Mrs. Hall inn. All these were the subject of speculations. Speculation means शक, शक वाली शक के घेरे में ये सारी चीजें आने लगी. And not only this, the people were talking about witchcraft. Witchcraft means kala jadoo, black magic. Everyone was had the feeling, gut feeling that it must be a witchcraft. But the author was saying, do it really a witchcraft or not? But what happened that day? Griffin given some money to Mrs. Hall, and it was not a long day before that he had admitted that he do not have any money. बहुत ज़्यादा दिन नहीं हुए थे ये बताया कि उसके ग्रिफिन के पास पैसे खत्म हो गए हैं. अभी कल ही परसों में उसने बताया था कि पैसे खत्म हो गए हैं और आज अचानक से वो पैसे दे रहा है. So all these things came in the speculation. Speculation, again I am telling you, speculation means शक करना किसी पे. Okay, that is speculations. So who was in the speculation? Who was in the speculation? Students, tell me who was in the speculation? Let me see who will answer me the first. Who was under speculation? Yes, correct. Good evening, Pranjal. Very good, Rishika. Very good, Salvi. Salvi has given me the answer first. That is Griffin. No, Sanya. Clergyman was not under the speculation. Griffin was under the speculation because आज ही क्लर्जीमैन के यहाँ चोरी हुई और आज ही मिसेस हॉल के यहाँ फर्नीचर हिल डुल रहे थे अपने आप, और आज ही ग्रिफिन मिसेस हॉल को पैसे दे रहा है. अभी उसने कल ही परसों बोला था कि मेरे पास पैसे खत्म हो गए हैं. ओके, सो ग्रिफिन वॉज इन द अंडर द स्पेक्युलेशंस, and these speculations become more prominent when Griffin given some money to Mrs. Hall. The village constable was secretly sent for. Instead of waiting for the constable, Mrs. Hall went to the scientist, who had somehow mysteriously appeared from his room. Then what happened? Hello, Abhinav. So what happened next? The villagers informed the constable. Okay, and instead of waiting for the constable to come and inquire in the invisible man, that is Griffin, Mrs. Hall herself gone to inquire Griffin. She went to the room of Griffin to ask how he appeared in an empty room when the room was locked. Okay. Hello, Shashank. Welcome. Radhe Radhe. Now, so Mrs. Hall, do not wait for the constable to come. She gone straight forward. She gone to the room of Griffin and to ask how he appeared in empty room, how he entered the empty room which was locked. Okay. I want to know what you have been doing to my chair upstairs, she demanded. And I want to know how it is you came out of an empty room and how you entered a locked room. Now, here what happened? Mrs. Hall gone to the room of Griffin and she was asking कि तुमने मेरे फर्नीचर के साथ क्या कर दिया है? And do tell me how you entered in an empty room, and how you came out of that room which was locked, how you came. The scientist was always quick-tempered. Now he has become furious. You don't understand who or what I am? He shouted. Very well, I will show you. Now, Griffin was a short-tempered man. Short-tempered means? Who will tell me what is short-tempered? Short-tempered. Let me see who will answer the first. Short-tempered. Don't do cheating. Yes, Salvi, correct. Short-tempered means जल्दी आपा खो देने वाला, जल्दी गुस्सा करने वाला, जो बहुत जल्दी छोटी छोटी बातों पे गुस्सा करने लगे. That is called short-tempered. Do let me know which teacher you find short-tempered. आपको कौन सा teacher short-tempered लगता है at your school? Okay, do let me know in the comment box. Okay, so the scientist Griffin was a short-tempered man, and when Mrs. Hall was inquiring him, he became furious. Furious means very angry. And then, yes, correct, Tanya, very good. Preeti ma'am, who is that with the name Three Threads? Who has joined with the name Three Threads? Please do let me know your name. Okay, Salvi, Neha ma'am. Okay. Avni, okay, got it, Avni. Hello, Shaurya. Welcome. So, Neha ma'am. Okay, sir, we got it. Boys were not telling me whom they find furious or short-tempered. Which teacher they find short-tempered. Now let's see. Griffin became too much furious, and then he said that you lady, you don't understand what and who I am. Let me show you who I am. He became too much angry. Suddenly he threw off bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and even nose. It took him only a minute to do this. The horrified people in the bar found themselves staring at a headless man. Yes, Shivanshu, correct. Absolutely correct. So, what happened after that? Griffin started to took off his bandages. He took off the bandage, he threw his nose and whiskers and the spectacles, everything he has thrown, and it took only 5 minutes, it only took a minute to make everything, to throw everything from his head. And everyone, whole village was looking at a headless man. Mr. Jeffers, the constable, now arrived and was quite surprised to find that he had to arrest a man without a head. Now here the third character of the story appeared. That name was Zephyr. Two characters we have already seen in the Iping village, that is Mrs. Hall and her husband. Second was clergyman and his wife. Now third, the constable, that is Zephyr. Okay, Tanya, you find Saurabh sir short-tempered. Okay. So, then what happened? Mr. Zephyr, the constable. Hello, Jay. Welcome back. So, Mr. Jaffer came and he was shocked to see that he have to arrest a headless man. एक ऐसे आदमी को उसको अरेस्ट करना है जिसका सर ही नहीं है. Mr. Jaffer was too much shocked. Mr. Jaffer was the constable. Anas, welcome Anas. Glad to see you. The new English teacher is also seeing to me like that. Okay. So you find English teacher short-tempered. The new English teacher. Great to know that. Okay. So, but Jeffers was not easily prevented from doing his duty. If a magistrate's warrant ordered a person's arrest, then that person had to be arrested with or without his head. Now, what happened? But Mr. Jaffer was very particular to his duty. If it is said to arrest, if he has the warrant of the magistrate that you have to arrest this man or so and so man, then he will arrest. If he do not know whether the man is headless or the man is dead or whatever. He do not see those things. If he had the warrant, he will arrest. Who will arrest? Who is very particular to his duty? Tell me, who is particular to his duty? Very good. Good, Salvi. Mr. Jaffer. Salvi has given me the answer first. That is Mr. Jaffer. Correct. Mr. Jeffers. He was Anas. Mr. Jaffer was not a watchman. Anas, correct your answer. He was not a watchman. He was a constable. There is a difference between a watchman and a constable. Do correct your answer, Anas. It is Mr. Jeffers was not a watchman, he was a constable. So, Mr. Jeffers was ready to arrest a headless man. Who was the headless man? Tell me, who was the headless man? Who was the headless man? Correct, Anas. Now you are correct. Who was the headless man? Very good, Rishika. Very good. This time Rishika has answered me the first. Good, Rishika. Very good. Avni, good. Good, Salvi. Correct. So, Griffin. Griffin was the headless man. Yes, correct, Anas. Very nice. So, Griffin was the headless man. There followed a remarkable scene as the police tried to get hold of a man who was becoming more and more invisible as he threw off one garment after another. Finally, a shirt flew into the air and the constable found himself struggling with someone he could not see at all. Now what happened? That hello Aviral, glad to see you Aviral, welcome. So what happened now? Griffin, one by one, Griffin was taking off his clothes, and now everyone was shocked that Griffin is becoming more and more invisible. Very good, Tanya, good, correct answer. And Griffin is becoming more and more invisible. As Griffin was taking out his clothes, he was becoming more and more invisible. And now Mr. Jeffers had to arrest a man who is not visible, and it was a very, very flustered scene in which you are not able to see anyone and you have to arrest. Okay. ये सीन एकदम वैसा ही है जैसे आपको कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है और आपके कोई तमाचे मार रहा हो। ओके, दिस इज सेम लाइक दैट। आपको आगे पीछे से थप्पड़ पड़ रहे हैं, आपको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा कि थप्पड़ आ कहाँ से रहे हैं। ओके, सेम लाइक दैट दिस सीन वाज। Some people tried to help him but found themselves hit by blows that seemed to come from nowhere. Now, the people started to help Mr. Jeffers, but they were hit by blows. Blows means मुक्के मारना, कहीं से उनको मुक्के पड़ने लगे कहीं से, okay? And but they were not able to understand from where all these blows were coming. It was in the end Jeffers was knocked unconscious as he made a last attempt to hold on to the unseen scientist. Now what happened? That at the end, Mr. Jeffers was made unconscious by Griffin. Griffin hit him. He hit him and made him unconscious. Unconscious means बेहोश कर देना. Griffin made Mr. Jeffers unconscious when he was catching Griffin. There were nervous, excited cries of "Hold him!" but this was easier said than done. Griffin had shaken himself free and no one knew where to lay hands on him. Now what happened? Everyone was shouting. Everyone was shouting that hold him, but it was easy to say that hold him, अरे बोरा बोरा पकड़ो 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 से, but it was hard to catch someone. Okay, hello Kashish, nice to see you after a long time. Hello Kashish, welcome. So it was said by the author that it was easy to say hold him, but it was difficult to hold anyone whom we cannot see. So the scientist Griffin was out of the reach of everyone and nobody was able to hold or to catch the invisible man, that is Griffin. And Griffin is out of everyone. He is again set free in the winter. So this was the story in which we have seen Griffin, a lawless man who do not follow any law. He had discovered that how to make a human body invisible, and he experimented it on himself. He made himself invisible and he was roaming out in the street of London. Why he was roaming out in the street of London? Because he set fire in his landlord house. He set fire in his landlord house and he ran away. That's why he became invisible and roaming in the street of London. After that, he was feeling cold and now he reached to London store. In the London store, he wore some clothes and ate some food to make him comfortable. After that, he went for sleep, but his plan failed. And then he was caught by the assistant of the London store. Hello Kashish. After that, he again ran from there. He took off all his clothes and he ran away. Now it was a wrong time. He was roaming here and there. Now he was roaming here and there, but it was a wrong time to roam in the winter. It was mid-January. Okay, so it was mid-January and now again he want clothes to cover himself. He head towards the theatrical company where he robbed a shopkeeper, he robbed his money, he covered himself with clothes and also wrapped his head with bandages and a false nose and hat and spectacles, whiskers, so that he could become visible. Then he headed towards Iping village. Iping village he had because he wanted to avoid the crowd. In Iping village, he rented 2 rooms in an inn. Okay, inn means INN. Inn means hotel. Now, the landlord of that hotel was Mr. and Mrs. Hall. This was the first character we have seen in the Iping village. He paid in advance to Mrs. Hall, and Mrs. Hall do not inquire that who the guest is and why he is here. The scientist Griffin only told her that he wants solitude and he had an accident in which his face was injured. Mrs. Hall, after that, Mrs. Hall do not inquire anything. She know that he is an eccentric scientist. What do you mean by eccentric? Please do let me know. Eccentric. What do you mean by eccentric? Class, tell me. What do you mean by eccentric? Very nice, Rishika. Good. Rishika has answered me first, and the eccentric means strange. Very good, Saksha. Very nice. Strange. Yes, eccentric means strange. Okay. After that, when the strange scientist came, that eccentric scientist came. Yes, correct, Salvi. He set all the tongues wagging. Here I will not tell you the meaning of set all the tongues wagging because yesterday I have already told and it is in the quiz. You have to answer in the quiz in the community section. So please answer the question in the community section. After this class will over, then you all will answer over there. Okay. So he set all the tongues wagging. After that, he admit Mrs. Hall that he do not left any money with him, and he pretended that he will get a check and he will pay her. Next morning, he robbed the second character, that is clergyman. He robbed clergyman, and that same morning he pushed Mrs. Hall out of the room. Mrs. Hall thought that it was a witchcraft, but it was really not a witchcraft. It was the invisible man who was doing all the things. The villagers informed Mr. Zephyrus, the constable, but Mrs. Hall do not wait for the constable to come and inquire to Griffin. She herself went to the room and she inquired Griffin that how he managed to come into the room which was locked from inside, and what he had done with her furniture. Hello Shubham, welcome. Glad to see you. Now, after that, we have seen that Griffin. After that, we have seen that Griffin was a very short-tempered man. So when Mrs. Hall started to inquire, then Griffin became furious and he removed all his bandages and he started to shout. But at the same time, Mr. Jeffers came and whole villages were also there, and they were shocked to see a headless man. After that, invisible man taken off his clothes and he became fully invisible. Because of that, because the invisible man was invisible, nobody was able to arrest him. After that, in the last we have seen invisible man knocked Mr. Zephyr to unconscious, and everyone was shouting, hold him, but invisible man was out of the reach of everyone. So this was the story which we have seen. I hope the story is clear to everyone. Now, I am giving you 2 minutes. If you have any doubt, any kind of doubt, you can ask me right now. Till then, I am watching your comments. If you have any kind of doubt, so you can ask me. If not, you can give me a thumbs up. If you do not have any doubt, give me a thumbs up so that I could wind up the session. Class, do let me know. If you do not have any doubt, please give me a thumbs up so that I could know that you do not have any doubt and I could wind up the session. Okay, thank you. Good section. Good, Shivanshu. No, Pragati, clergyman was not the husband of Mrs. Hall. No, you were wrong informed. Please correct. Please correct, students. Clergyman was not the husband of Mrs. Hall. Clergyman is different. Mrs. Hall is different. Yesterday also I have told you that we have seen two characters, that is Mrs. Hall and Mr. Hall, and clergyman and his wife. They both are different characters. Please don't mix them. Please don't mix them. They both are different character. Yes, Salvi has asked me hysterics. Hysterics means exaggerated reaction. बढ़ा चढ़ाकर कोई reaction देना. When Mrs. Hall was pushed out of the door, so she was about to fall. She was about to fall. Yes, Pragati. Clergyman was also living in Iping. Yes. Anas, no, I am not in Kanpur. Okay, I hope Salvi, your doubt is clear. Pragati, clergyman was not a customer. Clergyman was a priest over there. Hello Abhijit, nice to see you. Pragati, clergyman was a priest. You must have seen Christians, the father, so that is clergyman. Okay. Okay. So everyone has given me the thumbs up that they have understood. Again, I am giving you some time. If there any doubt, any meaning, any question regarding the chapter. Okay, class. On Saturday and Sunday, I will take a grammar portion. I will cover the grammar portion. do let me know after this session. When the session will complete, you have to write the topic in the comment box, that which portion of the grammar you want me to teach, so that I could get you some question, some sort of question. Do let me know in the comment box. Okay, so class, I am glad to see that in late night you all were joined and you had the session. It is glad to see you that you all are working hard for your exams. I hope and I wish that you will do well in your exams. As I have said, I am taking your guarantee that means you also have to work hard. Yes, Saksham, every day I will take the class. Saksham, every day I will take class, but you all have to be very attentively answer the questions. Okay, glad to see everyone that you all are there and attentively participating in the class. Now I hope that everything is clear to everyone. If you have any kind of doubt, you can answer me. Abhijit, I will also take the 9th class. Don't worry about that. Tomorrow the doubt session is there. If you have any kind of doubt, do ask me. Otherwise, I will start with a new chapter. Class, do let me know from when your half yearlies are there, so that we could do some revisions for your half yearly. Your half yearly will be the game changer. In the half yearly, you have to do some experiments in your exam. Okay, while writing C, you have to check whether this answer will be correct or not. If I will write like this, ma'am is giving me marks or not, I have to write. Don't bother, don't get nervous, don't get worried. I will be there every time. I will guide you. I will give you all the Saf, I will give you all the tips and tricks to write an answer, and also I will try to make you write the answers so that you could get an idea that how to write the answers in the board exam. Okay, do trust me, because everything which I will tell you, that is my experience, my own experience. Okay, so class, this was all for today. We will meet tomorrow with a new class, and do let me know which new chapter you want me to explain. Okay, and be ready, as I used to say, with your books and pencil. Okay, so take care and be healthy. Okay, till then, bye bye, good night.